Brian Miller, Small Town Movie Watcher. I just got done watching the movie Logan, rated R, for profanity and super duper violence. Seriously, super duper violence. This movie takes place in the very near future, 2029, I think. And our man Logan, who doesn't seem to be able to die yet, is in the future taking care of Charles Xavier, whom, if you've watched previous X-Men movies, has died and come back to life. So here we have Charles Xavier, who is apparently suffering from some mental breakdown, and Logan is taking care of him. And then later, Logan ends up becoming a caretaker for someone who's a lot like him. If you think backwards to previous X-Men movies, exploits, you'll know that one of the industries came in and took some of Logan's DNA, Wolverine's DNA. And so, not to spoil anything, because this is based on the Old Man Logan comic book series, loosely based on. This is the time when they introduce X-23, X-24, X-23. The female version of Logan, aka his clone. And the difference between the two is, one, she's a chick and a little girl. Two, she has two claws on her hand and a claw on her foot. Yeah. Yeah, sneaky. Anyway, so this movie finds them in the near future trying to get our friend Laura, her name is Laura, X-23, from Texas and Mexico to North Dakota to cross over the border into Canada, where mutants are a little bit freer. Along the way, they run into bad guys in which they have to rage out and kill. I'm just telling you, it's rated R. It's mad dash crazy killing. So let's talk about the good stuff. I think that this is the best version of Wolverine yet, in the fact that it's hard to say this. They gave him a rated R. They made him rated R. And it's not so much rated R in the fact that he's swearing or he's doing drugs or drinking all the time, which he is, the drinking part, or killing lots of people. Nope, it is. That's what it is. He's killing lots of people and he's doing it graphically. But this is the Wolverine, I think, from the comic books that you look at it and say, that's finally the right incarnation of Wolverine. They've kind of had to tone him down, give him a little comic relief in the past, but this one is that final version of Wolverine that is meant to be. And Hugh Jackman has said that he's not doing this anymore, so I really think that this is the best one for him to go out on. Something else that I thought was good that just seems silly that it's good is that in the near future, 2029, the vehicles, I firmly believe this, the vehicles are all vehicles from right now and a little bit earlier. So it's not necessarily that they are super duper futuristic vehicles. Wolverine's car that he drives, that he's leasing, is kind of futuristic, but not really. Yeah. There's one futuristic car that's really in there, and that is these self-driving electric semi-trucks. There's no drivers, there's no cab, it's just a flat semi-truck that is hauling containers on it. So it's kind of like a train, a container train, and they're hauling like 6 containers at a time. But that's as futuristic as it gets. Rest of the vehicles that are in this movie are from the 1990s, the 2000s, and right now. And I really believe that that's something that we would see. Some downsides. The little girl Laura, who is X-23, who is Logan's clone, it doesn't speak into the last act of the movie. And she speaks in Spanish. This isn't a bad thing. But I really think that should they be going forward and bringing her along, and maybe this is what they did, I really thought maybe she would have more lines. She's really in it as a kid who's killing everybody and softening Logan's heart at the same time. So I think that's a downside. I think that they could have given her lines. They could have made her a little softer. But in the comic book, X-23 is crazy. It's like taking Logan, who is the original Weapon X, and amping up his rage factor. That's what they did with her. But in this, they're trying to make her more human. But I really think that she could have had more lines in this movie. Otherwise, they're outside the whole time. So it's not like they're having to rely on green screens or whatnot. I think not having a ton of mutants in this was a great idea. And that, I think that this was a good movie. Overall, it was a good movie. So should you see this movie? This movie is rated R. So if you have a thing against rated R movies, don't go watch this. If you have a thing against language, don't go watch it. If you have a thing against hyper-violence, don't go watch it. With that said, if you're 18, you like comic books, and you like some action, this movie is for you. I think Logan is the perfect ending to Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. And I think it's a good handoff to this new girl, this new character as X-23, the new Wolverine, which if you're a comic book geek, you'll see that she takes over the mantle of Wolverine in the comic book. So I think that this was a good handoff. So with that, Brian Miller, Small Town Movie Watcher, I just got done watching Logan, rated R, out in the theaters right now, and I think that you should come and see it. So with that, we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.